Okay, we are going to go ahead and get started right now. We are drawing baby Bugs Bunny, little baby Bugs Bunny. And in doing so, the reason why we're doing baby Bugs Bunny, by the way, is because regular Bugs Bunny, I couldn't find an easy tutorial, and baby Bugs Bunny had someone that could explain it pretty easily for me. So I'm going to write that right up here at the top. We've got baby Bugs Bunny. And the reason why we're drawing Bugs Bunny today is it is National Bugs Bunny Day. With that, let's go ahead and get started. So the first thing we need to do is we need to draw the Bugs Bunny nose, which is just simple and circular. From there, we're going to work with his mouth and cheeks. So just give me 1 second here as I make sure I do this right. Those big white Bugs Bunny cheeks. And we're going to do it again just like that. Almost like a two-legged daddy long leg is kind of what we're looking for. And then we're just going to draw that mouth right underneath. So we're just going to go boop, boop. And look at that. You can already kind of see Bugs Bunny kind of sneaking in there, you know. And give me 1 second because my little tutorial part just got a little messed up. And, you know, I'm learning to draw this with you. So let's take a look and see. Okay, so we're going to add on a little bit more to the mouth. We got that little W there. Now we're going to add on another curve on each side, adding some more depth to his mouth. And then we're going to get in those signature teeth. So let's bring in those buck teeth and bring a line straight down. And now we're actually going to, let's see. We're going to add a little bit more in with that mouth. So we're actually going to do kind of like a U, but not quite at the same time. We're going to come in from this corner, and then we're going to come down and make it come around. And then we're going to go back up and kind of trace and meet back in there. And after that, we are going to kind of throw that tongue in there like that. Okay. So from there, we are now going to kind of finish off this mouth. So Bugs Bunny always has like a little zig and a little zag before his mouth really gets finished off. Now stop right about here where that U is, and we're going to do the same thing on the other side. So we're going to add a little zig and a little zag before, and I'm actually going to come down here and then come back up, just because that's easier for me being right-handed. And then we're going to add a little something to that chin. So we're going to come and we're going to kind of bring this in like right here. Okay. Now our next step is we're going to actually add in those eyes. Okay. So what we need to do is we need to bring in those big old eyes and leave a little bit of space between the nose, but we're pretty much going to come up right about here, up and around and down. And we're going to do the same thing, leave a little bit of space, and we're going to come up and around and down. Big upside down U shape. Okay. So far, so good. And now we are going to, we're going to add in the kind of second layer with pupils here. So we're going to bring that just like this, and we're going to kind of touch that line there, and then we can do the same thing over here. And then we're going to add kind of that shine where his pupils, you know, shine on his eyes, and we're going to color this in because this needs to be all black. Let's get this nice and colored in. I've noticed a recurring theme when it comes to eyeballs on cartoon characters. Don't mess too much with color or anything like that. Just make them all black. Put a little circle in there for some shine, and boom, you have a beautiful cartoon eyeball. So without the rest of the head, it does look a little creepy. At least that's what I think. So while we're coloring this in, just trying to get everything in there, trying to stay in the lines. Nothing too crazy. Oops, I missed a spot over here. But yeah, we're just getting this all nice and shaded. We don't want to color into that white anywhere because we do want to be able to color this later. But if you do, it's no big deal. Again, we're just doing this for fun. Art can be a little stress relief, especially during quarantine right now. We are all just looking for something to do. And there we go. Okay, next step. We are going to kind of round out Bugs Bunny's head. Okay? So what we're going to do is we are actually going to come up, and we're going to make it kind of like a little curve. So I'm kind of doing it wrong here, but up and around and down, okay? And then we're going to do the same thing. So a little curve in our eyeball head thing. Again, it doesn't have to look perfect. My Bugs Bunny is definitely not going to look perfect because this is one of the more challenging art pieces that we've done. But anyways, so now we are going to kind of add the little fluff at the top of Bugs' head. So he's got these like kind of round, this like little round hairdo like this. And he's got another little one that kind of comes around, boop, and then kind of bump it off like that. Okay. Now, we're going to have to draw the ears. The only problem is I didn't leave much space for ears. So what you're going to want to do is I'm going to draw mine that kind of goes, and I've got the Bugs Bunny words. I really made a mistake, but that is okay. We're going to work with what I have. I'm just going to draw it up to like the top of my page. So the first ear is going to start like right about here, and it is going to curve like this. And if you have more paper, then it's going to curve farther. I really don't have the space on my paper. I wasn't thinking, but it's going to curve up farther. So what I'm going to do is by doing this, I'm going to bring it back down and make it look like, well, how it's supposed to be. So it should come back down around here, and we're going to bring that curve like that. Okay, so it's okay. It's fine. And the same thing's going to happen here, except again I wrote the Bugs Bunny word, so it's kind of making a mess of my art. But you know what? It's okay. Now that we've got the outer shape of our ear, we are going to kind of add some more depth to those ears. So we're going to kind of put a little V right here, and then we're going to bring it up and around, and bring it up and around, okay? And same thing, we're going to bring a little V, and up and around, and up and around. So there's my Bugs Bunny ears. It turned out actually not so bad. I wish I would have saved a little bit more space. But now we are going to work with some hands, okay? We're going to add on some more body to Bugs. So let me make sure I've got this placed in this way you can see it, because I know, there we go. Let me bring it back up. See, now you can't even tell that it's that's messed up because I had to cut it off anyways. Anyways, what we're going to do is we're going to work on, take a step back in my little tutorial that I'm watching. Let me make sure I got this here. Okay, so the first thing they did is they actually drew here in this area. And Bugs only has 3 fingers, at least in our picture. So we're going to come and we're going to draw 1 and then kind of bring it up a little bit. And I maybe, yeah, that should be fine. And we're going to thicken these other ones up. So we're going to do like that and then bring that up. And then 1 more like that and bring that up. And then we just have a little bit right here. before we bring it all the way back around. And then we are going to take this and we're going to add another, because he's got like a kind of that glove look. So we're going to give him his gloves. And then we're going to come back around and kind of make his elbow right there. And just like that, you've got the beginnings of an arm. Now, before we finish it off, we are going to actually do the same thing on the other side. Now, when I draw on this side, I usually struggle a bit more than when I draw on this side. So we'll see how this hand turns out. But we're going to do the same thing that we did over here. So we're going to do a tiny one or a fat one if, it just turns out that way. Oh, man. Man, oh, man, oh, man. This hand is definitely, well, actually didn't turn out too bad. And then we got to give it that glove look again. And then we're going to bring that elbow all the way around. That's not too bad. I'm proud of myself. Look at this. I wouldn't say sign me up for drawing the Looney Tunes, but you know what? It's not bad. Not bad at all. Okay, now Bugs Bunny has this little thing right here. Kind of add some depth in his chest. So we're just going to put like a little curve, just like that, and then we're going to leave it. No big deal. Next up, we are going to work on some legs, okay? Now, for his legs, it's actually going to start from right here, and we're going to do a one swipe and then kind of bring it down and around. And again, I didn't leave much space. I drew a really big head, but I want to do this right. So let's see. Let me make sure. Ow, I just poked myself with a marker. Let me make sure we can see this. I need to scoot it up a little bit further. There we go. In case you wanted to see, yes, I just stabbed myself with a marker. It hurt a little bit, but I will survive and push through. Don't worry. Okay. So the next thing is we're going to get those feet, and we're going to kind of do the same thing we did with the hands. So what we're going to do is we're going to come in, and then we're going to draw one toe, two toes, three toes. Now that looks weird, but hold on. We are going to add a little bit more depth. So we're going to bring this line here and then kind of bring it over and back around to this. And then let's add some depth to that foot. So we're going to bring, his feet might not be the prettiest part of my drawing. There's some parts where I messed up, but the feet are suffering a bit. And you know what? Totally fine. Okay, now remember, Bugs Bunny has like a white torso. So what we want to do is before we draw that other leg, we want to get this torso right. So we got to finish the leg. So he has like a knee thing going on here. So we're going to come up like this. Let's bring it around just a tiny bit more. And then we're going to bring his torso down. So we're going to come like this. It's almost kind of like a suspender. And just like that. And then we're going to round out that torso like so. We're going to bring it. Let's see. Let's do this. Not too bad. I don't think. I don't know. Now he's kind of missing something on the bottom though. I don't know, but we'll figure that out soon. Yeah. Oh, I think I'm figuring it out right now. Okay, here's what we'll do. We're fixing it. Don't you worry. Don't you worry, because we got to add the other leg. And it's going to be kind of facing the other way. Okay? So we're going to bring this leg kind of down like this. And then we're going to bring it like that. And then we're going to bring in the foot. Oh well. Again, happy accidents happen. Ooh, now he's all kinds of messed up. Oh, well, you know what? I'm doing my very best here. And sometimes stuff like this happens. So his legs are a little messed up. His face isn't too bad. His legs are a little messed up. I don't think there's supposed to be that much space there. But you know what? It's okay. Because guess what? We're going to add on his tail. We're actually going to add a little wrinkle first right here and right here just for the arms. Now it kind of looks like he's wearing a shirt. And let's bring in that tail, which is going to be right over here on his backside. A little zig, a little zag. And then we'll do it again. A little zig, a little zag. And I want a little bit more curve. I don't know. It doesn't look as fluffy as it did in the tutorial. But overall, for a guy who doesn't have very much artistic ability, I'd say I drew a halfway decent Bugs Bunny. So what's going to happen is we are going to go ahead and color in Bugs. And there's a lot of gray. A lot of gray, a little bit of red and pink. These are markers. I want some colored pencils. And let's color him in. Let's get... No, that is a green. I thought that was gray. Here we go. Let's do this. Where is gray? Is this gray? Gray. And then let's do red and pink. I think that's all we need. No, we need another red. Okie dokie. First, where did this green come from? Okay. Let's start off with the easy stuff. Let's get that red in there. Right there in the mouth. If you want to draw a carrot too, I know that's Bugs Bunny, like 101 is making sure there's a carrot. I didn't draw a carrot. I kind of messed up enough. I'm going to stop while I'm behind. And make that happen. So we're going to do that. Let's get this other shade of red for the tongue. Kind of switch it up a little bit. Remember, it helps the color in the same direction, but you color however you want, honestly. And then this pink up here is for the inside of his ears. And if you want to color Bugs Bunny blue or pink or purple or green or rainbow, whatever, you color Bugs Bunny however you want. Or if you don't want to color Bugs Bunny at all, don't color Bugs Bunny. It's that simple. Okay, now that we've got all the color, we're simply going to shade the rest of the bugs in with the gray. Because Bugs Bunny is a simple bunny and doesn't need a lot of stuff. Let me make sure I have this on camera. There we go. Just want to make sure you see what I'm doing here. I'm just doing a quick shade using the color pencils, nice and easy, and just shading in those ears, and I'm going to work my way down to the other areas that need to be shaded. Next up, let's get this top part of his head. All this eye stuff right here, his little foof of hair. Again, remember, I am no artist. I am just your average person doing my best to teach you how to draw. If anything, instead of, people being like, oh, but my picture didn't turn out like the wonderful artists on YouTube or whatever you're watching, guess what? That is totally okay. And I forgot to color in his nose pink, so there we go. Okay, next up, we got to color in these arms right here. But everything else, all this up here stays white. Anything up the head and above that I left white, that stays white. Because remember, it's just his accented parts of his body that that has the gray. I say we're doing a pretty good job. And honestly, if you look at this picture from the waist up, pretty phenomenal, I'd say. So when you get to the legs, woo, those legs, I don't know what happened, but they, what we're going to do, we're going to color in the back half of this tail. We're going to leave the bottom half, and then we're going to color in these legs. And I need to sharpen this color pencil, but I'm going to see if I can write it out to the very end. So if you notice my shading get a little bit worse, it's because my color pencil is starting to run out of pencil. And there you have it. It's not the best Bugs Bunny in the world, but it is a Bugs Bunny. And that's it for today. It's been fun. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope yours turned out maybe a little bit better than mine. And have a great day.